Are you looking to start your property investment journey? Or have you already started your property investment journey and you're ready to take it to the next level? Well, in this video, I'm going to share 10 actionable steps anyone can follow to purchase a buy-to-let property. Okay, if you've been thinking, what are these steps, or what do I need to consider, or what do I need to think about to buy a property now, especially if you haven't bought a property for a very, very long time, and now you want to go into the property market to be able to buy a solid investment. So these 10 actionable steps, if you follow these steps, it will bag you an amazing property deal. Before we get going, if you like this video or any of my videos, don't forget to hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel for more of these amazing videos. By liking, subscribing to my channel, help the algorithm actually push my videos up to people who want to watch it or who would learn a lot from it. So let's get to it. When you're buying a property, it's not just going out there buying as if you're buying your own home. There's so many things you need to think about. There's so many jigsaws that comes with it for you to be able to buy a solid investment, because obviously what you want when you invest in property, you don't really want to buy a property that becomes a rope on your neck, a property that that gives you sleepless nights or things like that. You want to ensure that any property you buy is a property that will give you amazing return on investment. Not just amazing return on investment, and also it gives you a better capital appreciation. You want to buy a property in about a year or two, it goes up in value 5 or 10%. These are the sort of properties you want to buy. And again, this short video is going to list all those things you need to take into account when you to buy these properties that would allow you to have capital appreciation as well as amazing return on your investment. Number one, the first thing for you to look at if you're thinking of investing in a property or buying a property or buying properties or investment properties is to have a criteria. Okay, if you haven't got a criteria, it's just silly, to be honest with you. It's like you wanting to travel, you don't know what your destination is. I'm pretty sure if you want to travel to Birmingham from Cardiff, if you don't know where you're going, you have to have a destination, a criteria of where you're going to go through, or what sort of criteria you need to meet to be able to do whatever you are doing. Suppose you want to enroll in a course, for example. The course may have a criteria. Obviously, you have to hit those criteria for you to be able to enroll in that course. It's exactly the same thing when it comes to property, right? When you invest in, what's your criteria? What sort of properties are you looking for, right? Consider the size, for example. Are you looking for 2-bedroom house? Are you looking for 3-bedroom houses? For me personally, I look for anything over 3-bedroom houses. Okay, the only time I buy 2-bedroom house is when there's a potential to convert into 3 or 4-bedroom houses, or to convert it into flat or something like that. The reason why I buy 3-bedroom houses is because if you rent a 3-bedroom house to a family, they will stay for a very, very long time, because there's enough room to house the people. But if you buy a 2-bedroom house, obviously if they have another child, especially if they have opposing sex, then they would have to find another house to house all the kids, especially if the kids are hitting their 6 or 7 years old. They would want to live in separate rooms. Again, if it's 3-bedroom, they have a boy and a girl. One of them would occupy 1 bedroom, and then the parent would obviously stay in the other bedroom. Again, that's the reason why I only buy 3-bedroom houses. Okay, the only time I buy a 2-bedroom house is if I can convert it into 3-bedroom. Location is also key. Location is vitally important. For you to get a great capital appreciation, you need to buy a property in a right location. Not just the right location, a location that is appealing to the people that you're targeting. Again, this depends on your target market. If you're looking for working professionals who hasn't gone up in the ladder, you want to buy a property that's very close to city center, shopping center, or town center. That way, then they know that it's walking distance, or it's about a mile or half a mile away to the shopping center. That way they can drive and can get to wherever they want to get to quickly as possible. And also it may be a walking distance to their workplace. Again, very important. If you're targeting doctors, CEOs, directors, maybe you want to buy the property in an affluent area, where property prices are expensive, maybe in a conservative areas where some kind of middle class live, or maybe rich people live within that city or town. So again, if that's your target market, you want to buy the property in that location. This then doesn't necessarily need to be near a town center or a shopping center, because obviously people that are living in these areas, they've got cars, they can drive, and they want to stay out of the crowd as well. So again, this is where your target market comes in. So you need to know before you buy that property who your target market is. Who are your tenants? What sort of tenants type are you looking for? Again, if you know that, that would help you significantly to determine what sort of property to buy. And also the budget you have. Okay, you have to have a budget. Okay, you're not just going to go in to buy properties. You have to say what your budget is, and you stick to that budget. Okay, you need to stick to the budget. Don't get tempted buying more expensive houses or maybe cheaper houses that would actually ruin you and attract the wrong sort of tenant, right? If you want to attract nice tenants, you need to be buying properties in some certain amount. For example, my sweet spot is anywhere between 60 to £150,000. Now the property price has gone up. I've increased that to about £200,000. These are my sweet spots. Okay, I buy properties within that range because it gets me to buy the property in a location where most people would want to live. Okay, so I target those sort of areas. Okay, the second actionable step if you want to buy a property, especially an investment property, is you look for properties that you could add value to. I've been banging on this in most of my videos, okay, because I always talk about adding value. Add value. Look for property that you can add value to, a property that you can renovate, add a new kitchen, a new bathroom, extra bedroom, a loft conversion, or something to that property to make sure it literally looks amazing. And not just that, if you're doing the buy, refurbish and refinance, you're able to pull some of your investment out, because obviously that's the whole point of doing the buy, refurbish and refinance. And if you're selling it also, it gives you a better selling point, okay, because the property would be better than the properties next door, especially if you added a bedroom or you have a loft conversion, etc., etc. The third actionable step is basically how much do you want to spend in your refurbishment cost. This is vitally important. I've seen people lose all their investment in renovations. Okay, so again, this is where your target market comes in. Two things you need to consider here before you actually start the refurb. Are you refurbing to rent or are you refurbing to sell? It's two different things. If you refurb into rent, you don't want to go mad on expensive stuff, okay? Because you're holding that property for a very long time. However, if you're selling, maybe you want to get something slightly more expensive than if you're renting it, because you want to attract people to it, okay? And more than feel to the property, etc., etc. And again, the third thing you need to consider is your target market. Right? If you buy this property near a shopping center, town center, you don't want to go mad on the expensives on the renovation cost. Maybe you want to look at what sort of tenant you would have in that area and design your property accordingly. But however, if you're buying this property in an affluent area, like where there are doctors, nurses, accountants, CEOs, even the names itself tells you it's a premium market. Okay, so you have to buy premium things. You have to do it premium, because once you do it premium, it attracts this sort of people as well. You want to spend a bit more money in your kitchen, a bit more money in your bathroom, the renovation itself, the light fittings, whatever it is you're doing, it has to be premium, because obviously you're targeting that sort of market. Again, these are the little things you need to consider, but you need to know how much in the outset you've got to invest in your renovation cost. This is before you even buy the property. Very important, because you don't want to go in and then end up losing money, not having enough money to do your renovation work. That then becomes a nightmare, becomes trouble. You could not raise the money the time you want it. So ensure that you know how much you want to spend in your renovation cost. The fourth thing to actually consider, or actionable thing, you need to understand and determine your return on your investment. What sort of return on your investment are you targeting, right? You determine that first before you start your property investment journey. Are you looking for 6% if you're renting the property, for example, to a family? Are you looking to 15%? Are you looking for 20%? What sort of strategy you want to go into? You need to determine that before you actually buy that property. Right, family let, anything maybe anything between 6 and 10% it is kind of good. If you're renting it to a normal family, premium areas, maybe you're looking to 10 and 15%. And again, it depends in your investment area, but you have to determine that in the outset before you even consider offering to buy a property. The fifth thing you need to consider basically is your cash flow, right? Vitally important. I've been banging on cash flow so many times. It has to be cash flow correct. Whether you're selling or you're renting that property, right, you have to have two exit strategy. You have to make sure that even if the property did not sell, if you rent it, you're going to make profit. Okay, I've seen people buying properties because they want to sell. They did not consider about the renting side of things, and they couldn't sell the property and they cannot rent it, and then that property becomes a rope on their neck. So it needs to work two ways. If you remember what I've been saying to my student is heads we win, tails we don't lose. Okay, heads we win, tails we don't lose. So what you do basically, it has to make you profit if you're renting it, and then obviously if you're selling, again, it needs to make you profit. Okay, you have to have both exit strategy pan out before you even think about basically buying that property. If you've got only one exit strategy, I'm afraid you will struggle to close any deals. You will struggle to actually do properties. You have to be renting as well as being able to sell it. So if you cannot sell it for whatever reason, you can rent it. And then if you don't want to rent it, then you can say you've got those two exit strategy. Okay, cash flow is king. Okay, the sixth thing in the sixth actionable step you want to do to for you to be able to buy a property is basically find a reason why you should not buy a property. I know this sounds a bit controversial, but that's how I buy my properties. Okay, I find a reason not to buy the property. Right, if I can find a reason not to buy it, right, I will not buy it. Right, find a reason not to buy it. Right, if you find a reason, don't buy it. If there's no reason for you not to buy that property, then you buy the property. Okay, so because basically what you want, you want to say, am I really looking at the property in a neutral way? Because if you're looking for a reason not to buy, then you then know that you will be able to know whether that property is the sort of property you need to buy or not. Okay, so very important. The seventh step, actionable step, look for properties that have been in the market for a while. Okay, the reason why I tend to do this is because if the property has been on the market for a while, say minimum of 3 months, you have an opportunity to get that property at discount. Because what happens, that seller has become a motivated seller. They would want to sell now. The properties have been on the market for a very long time. They need that money to do whatever they want to do. Okay, so if you look at those properties, and some of these properties are already overpriced as well. But what you then do, basically, that gives you the opportunity to actually go out there and negotiate at a below market price. Because one, you've got two opportunities. One, you could contact the owner directly, because obviously they may have contract may have expired with the agent. You can contact them directly by sending letters out, or basically contact the agent and then obviously find out about the property. The eighth actionable step is to put your offer. Right, very important. How do you put your offer? You don't want to ring them, say, I want to put an offer for this property and I want to put £80,000 down for this property. You know, that's what everybody does, right? If everybody's doing that, you should not be doing that, right? I do exactly the opposite of what people are doing. So what I do if I'm putting an offer, I'll tell them what my offer price is. I give them why I put that offer. Maybe I'll tell them I need to renovate the house, right? I need to do X, Y, Z to the property, and then obviously this is how much it's gonna cost me to actually get it done. And then I do property as a business. It needs to be a solid, sound, profitable business. And then guess what I do? I also provide them with comparable to justify the reason why I'm paying that price. Okay, and again, you can get these comparables from Zoopla and Rightmove to back your offer. Because once you've backed that offer, then the agent themselves will think, oh yeah, he's absolutely right. Actually, if he's doing all this work to the property can only sell at this price. So his actual offer price is kind of a good offer price and reasonable offer price. So that way they will go and sell your offer to the homeowner, and then you would eventually be able to buy that property. The 9th actionable step to purchase a buy-to-let property is basically being direct to the vendor. If you're direct to vendor, vendor literally rejected all your offers, maybe your cash offers, bridging loan offers, your quick offers, if they rejected all that, find an overbuying strategy, right? Sit with them, ask them why they're selling, what they really need, and see if any of these overbuying strategies would work for them. Maybe you want to do a delayed completion, for example, right? Maybe you want to structure a purchase lease option with them, or maybe, just maybe, you want to do vendor finance with them. They want to get the most out of the property. They may be happy to actually fund the deal for you, right? Again, offer this sort of strategy. Or maybe you want to go for a rent to rent deal and having the opportunity to buy the property at the end as well. So whatever their situation is, try to strategize that way to buy the property from them, because these people are motivated sellers already, because the property may have been on the market for a very long time. And again, that way you'll be able to target this sort of people that needs your help the most, and then that way also you'll help you to buy the properties at discount. The 10 actionable steps you need to do to buy property is basically follow up. Okay, it's very simple, but people don't do this. Okay, follow up with the deals that have fell through, right? Give it a couple of weeks or a few weeks, or maybe a couple of months to check back with the agent to find out if the property has been actually sold and is or taken off the market. So if that's the case, then you can move on to another deal. But as long as the property is on the market or is still going sale process, find out whether the deal was completed, because some of these sales fell through, right? If it fell through, then obviously you then have the opportunity to actually plug in and then buy the property below what you've already initially asked. Okay, and again, the 11th step, which I haven't included in it, this is a bonus one. Okay, have lots of options, right? Do not just look at one property. Okay, otherwise you get disheartened, especially if they said no and no's to you. Have lots of options. Okay, have lots of properties in the pipeline, so if they say no to you, it doesn't really bother you. You can move on to the other deal, right? And then keep looking for property deals. Don't just rely on one or two or couple of deals. Never fall in love in one property. Okay, never ever fall in love in one property. Okay, keep looking for different properties, make offers to different properties, and get addicted to looking for more properties, so that then you don't feel let down if someone turn around and say they're not going to accept your offer. Okay, and again, these are the things you could do. These are the 11 actionable steps you could do to buy your buy-to-let property investment, or to purchase your buy-to-let property investment. If this video has been helpful, don't forget to hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel for more of these amazing tutorials. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to sharing the next video.